While the alpha dominates the room with loud stories and a desperate need to signal status, the sigma male understands that true power is felt, not heard. He doesn't perform for an audience or chase the spotlight, yet he often walks away with the very thing everyone else is fighting for. This quiet competence is exactly why a sigma doesn't flirt like other men. He doesn't need to use the standard playbook because he operates on a completely different frequency. If you stay until the end of this video, you will understand the specific psychological levers the sigma pulls to gain total information leverage and why his perceived indifference is actually his greatest romantic asset. Sign number 1. He chooses to observe rather than perform. While alphas and other men often feel the need to fill the silence with boasts or practice charm to prove their worth, the sigma male remains silent to study the patterns of those speaking. He maps the social landscape before taking a single action. This creates an immediate contrast. Where others are busy being entertained by masks, the sigma is scanning for the truth behind them. This works because it makes the other person realize their usual social performance is being graded rather than just watched, which builds an intense, curious tension. That silence builds a level of safety and intrigue that loud methods can never touch. This is what sets him apart when he flirts. Sign number 2. He maintains a state of genuine indifference regarding the outcome of the interaction. While the average man or the typical alpha often manufactures a hard-to-get tactic as a performance to gain leverage, the sigma male is truly fine with any result because his validation is entirely self-sourced. He doesn't need the other person to react in a specific way to feel successful. This disrupts expectations immediately. When a woman realizes her usual emotional triggers and social pressures have zero effect on his composure, it causes a sense of rare intrigue. By forcing others to orbit his calm, he places himself in a position of total psychological dominance without ever raising his voice. This also means that any connection formed is based on mutual respect rather than a desperate chase. It works because he understands that scarcity creates value.
Sign number 3. The sigma male weaponizes restraint by speaking only with clear intent. Most men feel an anxious need to fill every gap in conversation, often oversharing or using surface-level flattery to keep someone's attention. The sigma, however, chooses silence as his default, letting mental tension build until his few words carry the weight of a final decree. This breaks the power balance because the other person cannot predict his next move or discern his true opinion of them. That void creates a psychological space where the other person begins to seek his approval, making his input the most sought-after asset in the room. It leads to a deeper connection because when he does speak, it is recognized as being authentic and rare. That's the sigma way, and it leads to a shift in how he is perceived. Sign number 4, he filters every interaction through the mind rather than the ego. While the crowd is busy trying to secure a phone number or a quick win, the sigma male bypasses surface-level games to challenge a person's intellect. He is testing for authenticity, looking for the uncomfortable truth behind the eyes rather than being distracted by a practiced performance. Most people are unsettled by this because they realize their social mask is being graded for truth, not just observed for entertainment. This strategic scrutiny ensures he only surrounds himself with high-value allies who can withstand his gaze, eliminating time wasters immediately. If you've ever felt that your own silence was more effective than any pickup line, leave a comment below and share how it shifted the dynamic. By now, the pattern is clear. Sign number 5, the sigma male holds a static frame that refuses to bend for any crowd. While alphas and typical men constantly adjust their energy or personality to lead the pack and gain approval, the sigma maintains a consistent internal frequency.
He forces the social environment to adapt to his gravity rather than shifting to fit theirs. This disrupts expectations because it provides no social cues for others to follow, mirror, or use for manipulation. It causes a subtle fear in those who rely on social games, as they realize they cannot influence his physical or mental composure. By remaining unshakable, he becomes the most stable point in any room, which naturally draws in people who are tired of the exhausting public personas of the crowd. This also means that his interest is never a performance, but a calculation. Sign number 6. He uses every conversation as a form of research to separate the real ones from the actors. The average man spends his energy trying to be liked, but the Sigma male is busy grading the truth of the person in front of him. He flips the audition dynamic entirely. Instead of trying to secure a win, he is looking for the uncomfortable truth behind their eyes. This breaks the power balance because the other person realizes that for the first time, their social performance isn't being bought, it's being scrutinized. It eliminates time wasters immediately and ensures that when he does choose to engage, the connection is elite and free of surface-level fluff. And here's the thing, it works because he doesn't actually need the interaction to be happy. Sign number 7. A Sigma male guards his personal solitude more fiercely than any social invitation. Most people are terrified of being alone and will compromise their values just to belong to a group. The Sigma, however, prioritizes his own projects and well-being over social obligations. This makes his rare presence feel like an electrifying event rather than a common commodity. When he does appear, it carries weight because everyone knows he could just as easily be somewhere else, working on his own mission. This strips others of their social leverage and places him in a position of total autonomy. If you've ever felt that your own company was more valuable than a loud party, tell us how that independence has changed your life in the comments. The reason these methods work isn't because of a practiced routine, but because they are rooted in a self-reliance that most people will never understand. While the crowd is busy chasing external validation, the Sigma male has already found it within himself. This internal adaptation turns every social interaction into a strategic choice rather than a desperate need. Your strength is far too deep for the surface-level games of the world, and once you realize that your silence is a weapon and your indifference is a shield, nothing can ever take that power away. You aren't just playing the game differently, you've already won by refusing to play by their rules. Your autonomy is your greatest victory. Thank you so much for watching.